Are you searching for direction in life? Have you given all of yourself to everyone else and have very little for yourself? Have you put you on the back burner while taking care of the responsibilities of everything and everybody else while neglecting yourself? Life coach and mentor Michelle G has told us the wait is over. In this new movement called The Green Room, she's assembled friends of every walk of life that will share with us transformative principles that will change our life's trajectory. Come join us for the Green Room experience. Your life will never be the same.
And welcome to the Green Room. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're so excited to be here this evening in the Green Room. This is our birthing center. This is where we redefine our do's and our don'ts, our always and our nevers. This is where we make it happen. We come together and we talk and we leave here feeling warm and fuzzy and ready to enter into the cold, cruel world. Okay, you see me again this week. I told you the whole month of February. I'm wearing this intensified pink. Heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women in the United States. In addition, at least one woman per minute dies from heart disease. Did you know that? That's like really something we got to do something about. So this month we're shouting out heart disease facts and things of that nature so that we can bring awareness to heart disease, and we wear red for heart disease. So thank you. I'm excited this evening in the month of love, where we're dealing with loving ourselves and learning ourselves and accepting who God has called us to be and who He authentically has made us. We have guests this month that are all going to deal with us on self-love and things that help just make you better and teach you to love yourself and accept yourself right where you are. And so tonight is no different. We have a life coach, mindset shifter, trailblazer, and trendsetter, Char Allen, with us this evening. And I am so excited to have you here in the Green Room. Welcome to the Green Room.
Thank you for having me.
And so I ask all of our guests when they join us in the Green Room to give us a wait story. You know, as women, they always want us to wait. You know, wait till dinner. Wait till your daddy get home from work. You got to wait till Christmas. Wait till I get your layaway out. It's so much waiting through life. Wait and see if you get the job. Wait in the delivery room. It's just wait. And so would you share with the studio audience a wait story of how you've learned to wait?
Absolutely. So I'm actually going to read something that I have that really describes how I've been waiting almost since birth, stemming from abandonment, rejection issues, and I'll tell a little bit more about my story. So it says, I was left out there crying all alone. You didn't even know if someone would be home. The love for drugs over your own child. Mental illness didn't help when all you hear is sound. You dropped me somewhere you thought would be safe, but the bruises that I have been hard to erase. Hustling and grinding, juggling 3 jobs in school, thugging in survival mode, but never been a fool. I made a mistake while working my behind off. I had so much responsibility that I never took the mask off. Taking care of my younger brothers at such a young age, now I'm a convicted felon full of rage. It's a lot of people hurting. Let's stop pretending. Woman and man up or keep defending. Defending what? The pretender and imposter you are to be? We all have been guilty of it. Or is it just me? Everyone wants to be strong in your own right. But how are you smiling when your hair was pulled out in a fight last night? You went to work with bruises on your face and made excuses so that the embarrassment would be erased. Healing beautifully is now what you see. Can you believe I used to be nervous about being me? I only speak the truth now moving forward. It is to empower others. I can't ignore it. Being obedient this time around, now I can proudly wear my crown. I am the voice of the crack baby, the abandoned child, the domestic violence survivor, the lesbian, the ex-convicted felon, the voice of second chances. No more silence. The truth shall set you free.
Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. Whew. So where do we go from here? So much waiting. And it's apparent that you've learned the importance and how to wait. I'd like for you to talk to us today about what you're doing at this point in life with women. Talk about your program. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a
ma'am.
good place.
Okay, great. So many stories to share, but I stand on a platform called Chit Chat. I started it actually in the midst of an abusive relationship. The colors of it are actually pink and green, but they represent self-love and mental health awareness.
Okay.
So I started this in the midst of my second abusive relationship. I knew that I was hurting and I did not deserve how I was being treated, but for some reason I kept allowing those things to happen, thinking that, I can get people to change. Because my heart has always been so big, my spirit has been full of love, and I realized that the only person that I could change is me.
Wait a minute. So we can't change people?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay.
No, not at all. The only person that I can change and I have control over is me. So I was up one night with the ex-partner saying, like, I'm having all this pain, but obviously can't talk to the person that is causing some of the pain. And when you with people that are, have their own mental issues themselves or many different narcissistic behaviors, you can't tell them that they're the problem. They make it seem as though you're the problem. And when you're not as confident, you have low self-esteem, or you're used to abuse, you actually believe them. You allow people to come into your life and dim the light, and you beat yourself down, not understanding that they're the problem. So in that same breath, I had to hold myself accountable, because people only treat you the way you allow them to. And you have to teach people how to treat you.
Say that one more time.
People only treat you the way you allow them to, and you have to teach people how to treat you. But if you're not too kind with yourself, then what they're doing is acceptable. And when you do come in your right mind and determine that you want to set healthy boundaries and it's not acceptable, person straight up told me, like, I've been this way from the beginning. Now that you want to change, or you healing, you think I'm supposed to change. And I had to think about that thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I started going back through text messages and arguments, and I was like, they didn't tell me no lie. I've been deceiving myself, trying to paint the picture of seeing the good in everybody instead of just seeing them for who they are, because people show you who they are, and it's up to me to believe them. Like, no, they didn't mean that. Yes, they did. So now with my boldness, I'm going to hold you accountable. And I understand if you're not ready to shift or heal, but I'm no longer accepting that behavior. So what I did was created a platform in 2018. It's called Chit Chat. We were doing Chit Chat table talk discussion. Prior to that, I did an event called I'm Every Woman, because I was celebrating being a domestic violence survivor.
Okay.
So birthing this event in the middle of a domestic violence relationship was major for me. I had an event, brought many women together, sold out an event. My first event, outgrew the venue that I was using. And I kept saying, there is no way I'm feeling like this by myself. It has to be other people who are feeling this way. We just so embarrassed. We don't want to speak up about it.
Right.
So I started this event. I had some panelists, and each panelist went through something different, and they were willing to be transparent to tell their story. In the second half of that event, it allowed the audience to be able to ask questions, not just to the panelists, but to get information from the other ladies that were in the room. And there was this one topic that everyone was talking about. It was narcissistic behavior. And I realized that I heard the term before, but once you put a name with something and start doing that research, it really turns into something different. So Chit Chat also stands for love, peace, and awareness. So in this first event, I realized that the partner I was with at the time did not believe in what I was doing, but they did not want me to leave them out. So they literally forced me to allow them to be a part of the event. And some of the topics that we were discussing, they started to get really uncomfortable.
I could imagine so.
Really uncomfortable. And I was like, what is this behavior? So after the event, that's how I celebrated my birthday in 2018. I was like, I don't care if I don't do anything else. I have to do this because it's on my spirit. So I began researching the topic, which led me to so many YouTube videos, and I started Googling it. It led me to YouTube videos. Matter of fact, I still have those videos saved in my phone from 2018, and it made me realize that I was broken. And I was like, no, not me. Even with this big heart, I realized that I was broken and I needed to get some help.
We'll be right back.
I just wanted to take a few moments for you to hear my heart. I've received the messages, the phone calls, the emails. I hear you crying out. I can identify. I've been where you are. I know what it feels like to be stuck in places that no longer serve you, that don't validate you, that aren't promoting your growth and your well-being. And so I extend to you the Green Room, a birthing center where women affirm each other, where we support each other, where we meet each other in prayer. This Green Room is located on Facebook. It's a virtual Green Room with all the feelings of a face-to-face. We live in a time where society would have us believe that whatever we're going through, we're by ourselves, or that it's new or it's never happened. But there is nothing new under the sun. Come join this room of women with experience and expertise from A to Z who can support you. I believe, you believe. Now come join us and let us believe together.
In our world, women wear many hats. Whether she's our sister, auntie and mothers, or godmother, she tends to go out of her way to make everyone okay. But who checks on her? Lifetree Women Care Clinic believes in addressing all of women's health issues and preventative care issues to keep you going. Our state-of-the-art facility that can directly address all of a woman's health concerns. The caring staff of the Lifetree is waiting to serve you. Our director says it like this.
My goal is to meet every woman, one woman at a time, right where she is, and let her tell me what she needs so that we can work together to meet those needs.
Every woman deserves the best treatment, no matter what. We promise to treat the whole woman at the Lifetree Women's Care Clinic. Schedule your appointment today.
Isn't that the place to start?
Coming back to the Inspired Television Network is the Deeper Look Show. The Deeper Look Show was once one of the anchor shows of the Inspired Network. This show was hosted by our network president Bishop Jackson. Join him as he interviews past leaders and figures from his beginning days of ministry. They are uncut and candid. They tell all the secrets of the beginning days from childhood to now. Join us Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. on the Inspired Network, available on most social media platforms and IPTV platforms such as Roku and Amazon Fire Stick.
Have you been through a lot in life? Are you ready to give back? Imagine a new career, helping people learn from your experiences that you've gone through in life. The moment to reach back is now. Dr. Zami Keo Jackson taught us success is a system, failure is a system. Helping people to tap into their potential is an awesome resource. What am I talking about? Becoming a life coach with a proven system of success. Imagine yourself giving back. Make the first step. Give us a call today and find out how you can become a life coach and make a great living helping people.
Some help. I went to therapy. So since 2018, I've been going to therapy consistently. And there was like, we're so taught to be such strong women. Yes. And I was like, there's no way I can do this by myself. Some of the videos that it led me to, talking about narcissistic behavior and the traits, it was so scary to think about me laying up next to somebody that was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I was calling it love, and I felt comfortable, and some part of me felt safe, or knowing it was dysfunctionally normal. to, accept that type of behavior. So it caused me to start thinking like, why am I so immune to this? Why can I accept this? What am I doing here? What am I doing to feel this void, obviously? And I realized that a lot of that trauma stemmed from my childhood. I was raised in a household with a narcissistic, manipulative parent, and it just made my heart start beating at a different pace, knowing that I was literally jumping out the frying pan into the fire, accepting this, showing up more for people than I was showing up for myself. So it was my first show was really a hit. But during the time, I did not know what my true purpose was, what my calling was. My anxiety was high. I was telling myself, like, I am not going to get out there on this stage and talk in front of people. I was a person that had the good ideas, but, I'm chilling in the back. I'm good. I can pour into people from a distance, but to even hear myself on this microphone right now, speaking so fluently and confident, God has a plan. You hear me? God has a plan that I had a plan. And he showed me, like, you must surrender. You must surrender and move according to my will. Because he'll show you better than he could tell you. He'll show you better than he could tell you. And so I've been utilizing my platform not to tear people down, but lift people up, helping them understand that healing, we have to normalize healing. We have a lot of, under my shirt, I have a generational curse breaker. And I realized that people don't know how to treat you because they don't treat themselves well.
Right.
So all of the things that I experience with my relationships, friendships, even the way that I was raised, they never talked about these things. They never talked about mental health. They could always point the finger at someone else who, wasn't handling things well. It's so easy to throw rocks and hide your hands, but I realized that people don't actually heal. Like, we look good up here today now. We look really well, but sometimes that inside does not match how the outside looks. Yes. Showing up as your representative, imposter syndrome, and also people projecting themselves onto others. And I realized that what these people that I was coming in contact with, they didn't feel that way about me. They felt that way about themselves. But I wasn't smart enough to understand, what was happening. I was like, man, if I just squeeze them a little tighter, or if I just people please and overcompensate, and I know my smile is bright, they'll change. And I realized, like, inch by inch, day by day, it was tearing me down. So now I am a self-love coach. I coach mother-daughter relationships, confidence, self-love, group coaching, women and children empowerment because of all of the things that I experienced. So like I said, I thought I had my life planned out, but God had other plans. I had to go through those traumatic things, the abandonment, the domestic violence relationships, the survival mode for me to understand what my true purpose is. And now I can't go nowhere without it, without giving positive energy and telling my story, because so many people honor me and respect me, but I'm like, no, let me tell you where it really started. And if I could do it, you can do it. We are no different. So we're sitting in the chair. They like to honor me as the queen that I am. I'm sitting on the throne, but I let people know, sis, bro, your chair is right next to me. You just have to want it and understand that, the enemy will have you feeling helpless, have you feeling like a prisoner of your own mind. But there is a way to break free and walk in your true purpose and fulfillment. So I have so many stories to tell that just make me so relatable and help people understand that, keep going. Do not give up on yourself. There's going to be so many challenging days, but it's imperative that you keep moving and really lean on God to do that.
Oh, I love to lean on God, always on Him.
I can't do it without
He's
Him.
well able to carry you through.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, we're talking about self-love this month, and you hit on some very good things. And I want to go back to the domestic violence piece, because we're talking about love, and we know that love does not hurt. You hear me, audience? Love just don't hurt. If it hurt, it cannot be love. And so I want you to speak to that person that is in this domestic violence relationship or in this unhealthy relationship, and talk them through getting to a place where they realize love doesn't hurt, and how they move into self-love and doing what's better for themselves.
Absolutely. I'll tell you right now, like, you are worthy, you are enough in the midst of your mess. Again, people try to really project themselves onto you, and it is up to you to believe them. They say, you know, I won't say I hate this saying, but they used to tell us back in the day, sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. I don't know who came up with that, because if I get hit with an object or my bone break, you know, they wrap them up, put them in cast, those things can heal, but it's something about those words that can really continue to play in your mind.
Yes.
So I'll start from a childhood with being abandoned. My mother, my parents, they were on drugs. My grandmother raised me. And the first part of that story that I read was my mother leaving me on the porch somewhere she thought that I would be safe. Now what I understand, you know, her going through was mental illness, drug abuse. So just kind of starting from there, I can remember being that child at 2 and 3 years old, crying at the door, somebody telling me they'll be right back, and I don't see her for 30 days, 6 months, and now going to places what I understand would be, I would say, in crack houses.
Okay.
I had my experience of going to those places, and who knows what I experienced during that time going there with her, as well as going to see her at rehab or being Baker Act or jail. So I realized that my confidence wasn't as high. I held on to a lot of situations, or a lot of people come into my life that should not have been there, because I was just accepting any type of love. I was accepting any type of love that I thought felt good or was fulfilling for that moment, not understanding that people do come in your life to tear you down. And because I was used to the people who raised me tearing me down, I accepted those things. And I seen my mother go through a lot of abusive relationships, and I would say that, you know, I would never let a man put their hands on me, but I allowed women to do it. Because that was my soft spot. That was the place where I was feeling that void of having mommy issues. And it's really unfortunate. But through so much, like, when you're sick or tired of being tired, you have to do something about it. You cannot put it in other people's hands, because you just can't. They will let you down. They will disappoint you. And I had to really come to terms with, how am I expecting somebody else to treat me well when I'm not even being consistent or treating myself right? When I say that was like a gut punch to the stomach, to understand that I can say, hey, they called me this and they did that, but I'm not even lifting myself up to understand how valuable I am. When I say now that crown stays adjusted, I'm talking about head held high, because I know that I deserve that. It doesn't matter how other people have treated me. I value myself enough to, obviously through therapy, many years of therapy, or surrounding myself with like-minded people, that I'm so precious. I am so precious. I am so worthy. This smile that I have today, going through so much trauma at a young age, I used to always mean mug. I did not feel like there was any reason to smile. Now I used to hate my high cheekbones and my dimples. Man, this smile lights up the room. It is saving the world. It is saving people one day at a time. just because I found who I am, and I had to go through all of those things. So I have a daily routine. I say my affirmations every day. I wake up and do yoga and meditation. I journal. I go visit the water and just allow those emotions and negative thoughts to kind of flow out.
Your smile is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Don't have me blushing.
And it is proof of the fact that you've learned to love yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Jeremiah declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." And his plan is nothing like our plan. I'm so glad today, studio audience, that God has a plan for each of our lives. Not just for Shad, not just for Dr. G, but God has a plan for each of our lives. And it is up to us to allow him to plan it. Thank you so much for joining us today in the studio audience, and thank you for this conversation. And welcome back to the Green Room. Wasn't that an amazing conversation we had tonight? Love does not hurt. Loneliness hurts. Rejection hurts. And losing someone hurts, but love never hurts. Love isn't supposed to come with emotional, physical, or verbal abuse. It simply cannot exist amongst any of those things. Love does not hurt. There's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. Steal away and make time for you. Learn to love yourself. Learn your likes and your dislikes. Don't be so quick to add people to the equation when what you really need is a one-on-one with yourself. Remember, you dug your soul out of a dark place. You fought to be here. Don't go back to what buried you. It's me, Michelle G., here in the Green Room, and I'm sounding the alarm. The wait is over, and the time is now.
Do you want to do a podcast? An actual video podcast, but don't have the equipment? Thought it would be impossible? Well, the impossible can become possible. Give us a call today. We can have your podcast on all of the major platforms in less than 3 days. Our staff is standing by to assist you.
You're watching the Inspired Network, and maybe you're watching us on social media. Immediately go to your Roku device, press Add Channel, and download us today.
Have you been through a lot in life? Are you ready to give back? Imagine a new career, helping people learn from your experiences that you've gone through in life. The moment to reach back is now. Dr. Zami Keo Jackson taught us success is a system, failure is a system. Helping people to tap into their potential is an awesome resource. What am I talking about? Becoming a life coach with a proven system of success. Imagine yourself giving back. Make the first step. Give us a call today and find out how you can become a life coach and make a great living helping people.
In our world, women wear many hats. Whether she's our sister, auntie and mother's, or godmother, she tends to go out of her way to make everyone okay. But who checks on her? Lifetree Women Care Clinic believes in addressing all of women's health issues and preventative care issues to keep you going. Our state-of-the-art facility that can directly address all of a woman's health concerns. The caring staff of the Lifetree is waiting to serve you. Our director says it like this.
My goal is to meet every woman, one woman at a time, right where she is, and let her tell me what she needs so that we can work together to meet those needs.
Every woman deserves the best treatment,
Of that
no matter
much I know,
what.
I'm
We
sure.
promise to treat the whole woman at the Lifetree Women's Care Clinic.
Keep on laughing
Schedule your
at
appointment
the
today.
rain, I guess. Isn't that the place to start?
The following show is a paid commercial program. The views and opinions expressed within do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff and management